Guys, welcome to Manu Law Classes. Today we are going to discuss some questions from the logical reasoning and quant section for the CLAT 2021 examination. So today we are going to discuss a few questions from the logical reasoning and quant section. Now, the first question. This is our first question in which the question says Kartik has a higher IQ than Prem, Mamta has a higher IQ than Anita, Satish has a higher IQ than Mamta. Thus, it follows that Kartik has a higher IQ than Anita. So, it is an argument. Now, which of the following, if introduced into the argument as an additional premise, makes the argument above logically incorrect? Right? Now, here the terms are very important because here we are not going to make it correct, but we are going to make it incorrect. That is very important. So, you have to identify those things which can make it incorrect. Right? Sure. Now the options are, first one is Mamta has a higher IQ than Kartik. Second option is Kartik has a higher IQ than Mamta. Third one is Anita has a higher IQ than Prem. And the fourth option is Anita has a higher IQ than Satish. Now to answer the questions like this, we should approach in a different way. Now we should start creating a sketch for the given problem, right? It means we should arrange the persons according to their rank, right? Here, Kartik has a higher IQ than Prem and Anita. Is it clear? From the question it is given that Kartik has a higher IQ than Prem and Anita, right? Now, the next one is Satish has a higher IQ than Mamta and Mamta has a higher IQ than Anita, right? Sure? It means Satish also has a higher IQ than Anita, right? So it will be like this. Now, nothing is said about the Prem. The only thing which is said about the Prem that Prem has a lower IQ than Kartik, right? So it will create a setup like this. Kartik has a higher IQ than Prem and Anita, right? And second one is Satish has a higher IQ than Mamta, who has a higher IQ than Anita, right? Now, as per the given options, option D is the answer. Why? Because Anita can never have a higher IQ than Satish, right? Now, choices first and second, it means A and B are incorrect because the argument does not tell you whether Kartik or Mamta has a higher IQ, whether Kartik or Mamta has a higher IQ, right? So, what A and B are invalid or incorrect for us. Now, the choice C is also incorrect because the argument does not tell us whether Prem or Anita has a higher IQ, right? So, only the fourth option is the correct one since we know that Satish has a higher IQ than Anita, but here the fourth option says Anita has a higher IQ than Satish. So, if this will be introduced into our argument as an additional premise, it will make our argument logically incorrect because it is not possible that two different persons can be arranged in two different ways. It means either Satish will have the higher IQ than Anita or Anita will have the higher IQ than Satish, right? So it is given in the question that Satish has a higher IQ than Anita. So the fourth option is opposite of that, and so it will make the argument logically incorrect, right? Is it clear, guys? Now the next question. The city of Delhi has received a proposal to upgrade its metro system. An environmental group argued that the increasing the number of trains and the metro's area of coverage within the city will result in 25% increase in rider capacity, reducing the need for people to drive the cars. The city of Delhi should grant the proposal to solve the problem of traffic congestion on the city roads. Which of the following, if true, most seriously weakens the argument? Here, you have to identify that which of the given options can weaken our argument. We are not going to make our argument strong, but we are going to make it weak. It means which of these can go against the given argument, right? Weakening the argument means which of these can go against the given argument. So now the options are, first option is most people in Delhi are unwilling to switch from driving to a public transit. Second one, increasing the metro passenger capacity will require the train to travel at a slower speed. Third one, most people who drive in Delhi commute to places in the city that the metro does not currently reach. And the fourth one is the proposed upgrade to metro system will increase air pollution. Now, here, out of these four options, the option A is the correct option. Why? Because because the metro will be successful only if the people are ready to move from their own vehicles to metro. It means they are ready to move to the private transport to the public transport, right? So if they are not willing to move to the public transport system or metro, then metro is useless, right? So in the first option, the option says the most people in Delhi are unwilling to switch from driving to public transit. It means if they will not move, then the metro will be useless. And this is against our the argument. This is against the argument which is given in the question. So first one is opposite of what we said in the question. So the first one is the correct answer. Now the choice B is incorrect because the speed of the metro train has no impact on the argument. The speed of metro train has nothing to do with the increasing capacity. It all depends upon the engine capacity, the condition of the rail track, etc. It has nothing to do with the number of riders. Third one, the choice C is incorrect because reach of the metro supports the argument that increasing its area of coverage would entice drivers to use public transit. And the choice D is incorrect because an increase in air pollution may counteract additional reason that the environmental group may have to support the proposed upgrade for the metro. Air pollution does not have a relationship with this argument with getting drivers to switch to public transport. Now, you know that one of the most important things that most of the metro trains runs on the electricity and most of the private vehicles runs on diesel and petrol. So burning of diesel and petrol creates more air pollution in the cities than using the electricity. It means using the metro. So the fourth one is actually an incorrect statement. So it can't be, right? And if it will be like that, then the environmental group will not support the introduction or use of the metro in the cities. So only the first option is the correct one. Clear? The third question is the cost of buying diamonds in the country of USA or USA is 42% more than the cost of buying diamonds in India. When one adds the expenses of travel and the tax on purchases by foreigners in India, buying diamonds in India is still less expensive for a citizen of USA than buying diamonds in USA. The statement above, if true, best supports which of the following as a conclusion. It means if the given statements are correct or true, then these statements can support which of the following as a conclusion. It means uh, among the given options, which conclusion can be drawn from the given statement. So simply, now the options are, the first one is the grounds in India breaks more easily under the force of a pickaxe than it does in USA. Second one, the tax on purchase by foreigners in India is less than 42% of the cost of buying diamonds in USA. Third one, the cost of traveling to India from USA is more than 42% of the cost of buying diamonds in USA. And the last one is diamond mining costs are higher in USA than in India. Now, among the given options, the second option is the correct one. Why? Because in order for buying diamonds to cost 42% more in USA, the tax on purchases by foreigners in India and the cost of transportation to India must be 42% less than the cost of buying diamonds in USA. It means if the cost of traveling and the taxes will combinedly less than the 42%, then it will not be beneficial for the persons from USA to come to India to buy the diamonds, right? So the option B is the correct one. The option A is incorrect because this is only a plausible explanation for the less cost of the diamonds in India, right? But there can be many more such options. And choice C is incorrect because if the transportation cost will be more than 42%, then the diamonds will be more expensive in India for a person who is traveling from the USA, right? And the choice D is incorrect because the cost of diamond mining is merely a plausible explanation for the cost difference, right? There are various other factors which can affect the cost of diamonds, like the labor cost, like the refining cost, diamond cutting cost. So there are various such factors which can affect the costing of the diamond. So diamond mining is one of the many other options, many other things which can affect the price of the diamond. Now the next question. In this question, a pair of words are given followed by four options. Select the option which has the same relationship as the given pair. It is a question of basically analogy, right? It means you have to find the similarity. Now, the pair of the words is fish and school. Now, what is the relationship between fish and school? The group of fishes is called school, right? Now, you have to identify the similar relationship or similar type of pairs among the given options. The options are wolf and pack, cow and farm, herd and peacock, elephant and pride. Now, among the given options, only the first one is the correct one, as the group of wolves is called pack. So, first one is the correct option, right? This is based on the analogy of relationship between the group of animals and their names. Now, the next one. Many people complain that standardized tests do not actually measure knowledge because people simply direct their studies towards the actual test and not the subject. However, the standardized tests do measure knowledge because test takers have no way of anticipating the question on the test and therefore have to study the entire subject. The conclusion above is properly drawn if each of the following assumptions is made. Now here, the question is asking about the assumption. Again, a very important topic for your CLAT examination. So, now the options are standardized tests merely ask particular type of questions on which certain test takers excel. Second one is test takers must be able to anticipate test questions on any standardized test in order to direct their studies towards actual test and not the subject. Third one is if a standardized test has questions that cover the entire breadth of the subject, then the test actually measures the knowledge. And fourth one, people who direct their studies towards an actual test do not study an entire subject for the test. Now, assumption is something which is not given in the statement, not given in the question or given in the paragraph, right? You have to identify those things which can be assumed on the basis of the given information and which can support our information, right? So, now, among the given options, the choice B is the correct one because the argument assumes a connection between anticipating test questions and gearing a study towards the question type. The choice is incorrect because the argument is about how people study for a standardized test, not whether certain people excel on those tests due to question types. The choice C is incorrect because the argument does not say anything about the test covering the entire breadth of the subject. And choice D is incorrect because the argument concludes that the people have to study the entire subject for the test, right? So among the given options, only the choice B is the correct one. Choice B is the correct assumption. Now the next question. Four girls are sitting on a bench to be photographed. Shikha is left of Reena. Manju is right of Reena. Rita is in between Reena and Manju. Who would be second from the left in the photograph? So if we'll create their sitting arrangement like this, we'll get a picture like this. Just wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shikha is left of Reena. Manju is right of Reena. And Rita is between Reena and Manju. So it will be like this. So he is the second from the left in the photograph. The answer is Reena, right? Now the thing is that this way of answering this question is actually incorrect. Why? Because they are sitting on a bench to be photographed. This is very important. This term, the photograph, is very important. This term, the photograph, is very important. This type of arrangement is wrong. Why? Because they are sitting on a bench to be photographed. So here the term photograph is very important. So assume yourself as a photographer, right? So assume yourself as a photographer. Then your left will be their right. So if anyone is making an arrangement like this, is the wrong one, right? So if you are a photographer, assume yourself as a photographer, and then try to arrange this. So now, if you are a photographer, then your left will be their right, and your right will be their left. So the arrangement will be like this. Now the first place, Shikha is left of Reena. So if Reena is sitting here, then Shikha will be sitting here, right? Manju is right of Reena. So Manju will somewhere here, and then Rita will be in between Reena and Manju. So the arrangement will be like this, and in that case, who is second from the left in the photograph? Now second from the left in the photograph, it means as per the photographer, according to the direction of the photographer, who is second from the left? It means from your perspective, who is second from the left? In that case, the answer is Rita, because they will, if you want to look them in the photograph, it means you have to look as they are sitting in front of you, right? So if you are looking at the picture, then you will look as according to your left to right. So in that case, it means they are facing towards you, and in that case, Manju will be at the extreme left of your side, extreme left, followed by Rita, then Reena, and then Shikha. Right, guys? So the answer is Rita. Now I'm going to elaborate it once again. If you not, this question can create an issue. This question has a very specific type of problem, because it can create a confusion in your mind. This question can create a confusion in your mind because the question is talking about the photograph, right? So if you not focus on this one, you can arrange them into the wrong way, because in that case, we will start arranging them according to your left to right, and that will be wrong way, and that will create an arrangement like this. Just take a look. Shikha, Reena, Rita, and Manju. And according to this arrangement, you will mark the answer as Reena, which is the wrong answer. Because now the last line of the question says, who would be second from the left in the photograph? It means if you are looking at the photograph or you are taking the photograph, then who is the second from the left? It means from your left, second person from your left, right? Second person from your left. So, and if you are taking the photograph or if you are looking at them, it means they are looking towards you. So your left is their right, and your right is their left. That is important thing. So here the arrangement will be like this: Shikha, Reena, Rita, Manju. And in that case, who is second from the left? Rita. So whenever you are doing a question based on sitting arrangement, always take a look at these small points, like photograph, they are looking towards you or they are looking in opposite direction or anything like that. right? Now the next question. 6 movies A, B, C, D, E, and F are to be screened in a span of 7 days from Sunday to Saturday. Only one movie on each day in accordance with the following. A should not be screened on Thursday. C should be screened immediately after F. There should be a gap of 2 days between E and D. One day there will be no movie. Friday is not the day. It means there will always be a movie on Friday. Just before that day, D will be screened, right? B should be screened on Tuesday and should not be followed by D, right? On which day there is no movie. Now it is again based on the arrangement. Actually, it is a type of puzzle. So B is screened on Tuesday, right? So B is screened on Tuesday and D is followed by the day with no movie. D cannot be screened on Friday, right? Because then E will be on Tuesday. D cannot be on Friday because in that case E will be on Tuesday and B is already on Tuesday. So no two movies can be screened on the same day. So D cannot be screened on Friday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That is given that B is screened on Tuesday, right? Now D cannot be screened on Friday. Why? Why? Because if D will be screened on Friday, then E will be screened on Tuesday, and that is not possible because B is already that day for the B is fixed, and that is Tuesday, right? Now B cannot be followed by D, so in that case, B cannot be followed by D. So in that case, D cannot be on Monday, right? So the D can be on Sunday only. So the D can be on Sunday and E on Wednesday. If D will be screened on Sunday, then E will be on Wednesday. Since there are 2 days gap between D and E, A cannot be screened on Thursday. So A will be screened on Saturday. F and C will be screened on Thursday and Friday. So there is no movie on Monday, right? Now the next thing I'm going to explain it again. A should not be increased on Thursday, right? C should be screened immediately after F. It means the condition for F and C will be like this. There should be a gap of 2 days between E and D. It means it can either be like this or, right? One day there will be no movie and Friday is not the day. It means there will always be a movie on Friday. Just before that day, D will be screened. So after D, there will be no movie. After D, there will be no movie, right? Now, B should be screened on Tuesday and should not be followed by D. Now, what are the options left for us for D, right? So, B is already on Tuesday, so D cannot be on Tuesday. What about the Wednesday? What about the Wednesday? No. If D will be screened on Wednesday, suppose D will be screened on Wednesday, it means E will be screened either on Saturday or on Sunday. Either on Saturday or on Sunday, right? And in that case, the condition for there will always be a movie on Friday can be affected. So D will be screened on Sunday, and when D will be screened on Sunday, then E will be screened on Wednesday, and then A cannot be screened on Thursday. So only option left for A is Saturday, since F and C will always be together, right? So our answer is Monday. Each unit in a rented accommodation is supplied with refrigerator, stove, microwave, and dishwasher. In order to keep the appliances functioning, the rented accommodation employs a full-time maintenance worker who is on call Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Without repairs, the appliances would eventually stop working and would be expensive to replace. We can conclude that the rented accommodation should continue to employ the maintenance worker full time. Which of the following, if true, would most seriously weaken the argument? Now, the question says that if the repair will not be done, then they have to replace the appliances, and that will be much more expensive, right? It means the replacing of appliances is much more expensive than keeping a full-time employee for the maintenance, right? So that is the argument. Now you have to find out which of the following options can weaken the argument. It means which of the following options can go against our argument. Now just take a look at the options. The first option is most tenants discover that their appliances are not working during the evening hours. The second one, rented accommodations that install dishwasher in their units use a much greater amount of water than those without dishwasher in their units. The third one is appliances becomes obsolete only in few years, which makes repairing them less practical and more costly than buying new appliances. And fourth one, employing a maintenance worker full time requires benefits such as medical insurance and paid vacation time in addition to a salary. So among the given options, the choice C is correct because if the installation of new appliances is less expensive than repairing the current ones, the reason for the complex to employ a full-time maintenance worker is weakened. It means the repairing becomes costly and repairing becomes tough, then replacing them, then there is no need of the maintenance worker, right? So the choice is against our argument, so it is weakening our argument. Now the next question. The Vidhan Sabha in UP. Now we have done 8 questions on logical reasoning section. Now we are going to do a few questions on quant section. The Vidhan Sabha in UP consists of 435 members divided into two groups, NDA and UPA. How many UPA members are seated in the house? How many UPA members are seated in the house if the seats are equal to 20 more than two-thirds of the NDA seats? 20 more than two-thirds of the NDA seats, right? Now, the best way to answer this type of questions is to create equations, right? That is given that suppose D represents the NDA and R represents the UPA. Then D plus R is 435, right? And the next thing is this is the equation number 1. Now the next equation is so 20 plus two-thirds of NDA is UPA, right? So it will be like this. This is the second one. So we have two different equations, first and second. By solving these two, we can get that there are the number of UPA members are the number of UPA members is 186, right? And the number of NDA members is 249. So the first option is the number of NDA members. The second option is the number of UPA members, right? So the second answer is the correct one. The option B is the correct one. Now, the next question. There are 10 tube lights in a classroom. Find the probability that the room can be lighted. So, this question can be answered on the basis of the most simple formula of the probability, that is the favorable number of cases divided by total number of cases, right? So if there are 10 tube lights in a room, The tube light can be operated in 1024 different ways. It means if there are 10 tube lights in a room, and each tube light can function in two ways, off and on and off. So there will be 10, each and every tube light can function in two ways. So total number of functions is 2 raised to power 10, that is 1024 ways. Right? Now, out of these 1024 ways, there will be one condition when all the tube lights will be in the off mode, and in that case, the room will be dark. Right? So in that case, the room will not be lighted. So the room can be lighted in 1023 ways, and therefore the required probability is favorable case, favorable events divided by total number of events, and that is 1023 divided by 1024. Right, guys? Now the next one. Find the number of isosceles right angle triangle. There is an isosceles right angle triangular cardboard with two sides. There is an isosceles right angle triangular cardboard with two equal sides as 60 centimeter each. How many squares of side 10 centimeter can be cut out from the card? Now, here we are cutting the cardboard, right? The basic formula of transferring one object into another object, and this is based on the volume, ratio of the volume will not work here. But we are not converting the complete object into another object. And if you are cutting a cardboard, it means you are also losing a few parts of it. So it is simple logical way. There is a simple logical way to answer this question, and that is like this. Now, if you use the formula for area, then you can answer. You can get the wrong answer, and your answer will be like this: area of triangle divided by area of a square, and that is the wrong way, because area of triangle will be half into 60 into 60, and area of a square will be 10 into 10, and that will be equal to that is the wrong answer. Even though the answer is the option, one of the options is 18, this is the wrong answer. The reason is something else. Now just take a look. This type of question can be best answered by creating or a diagram of it, and then in your imagination you can cut it. So if this is 60, then we can make 6 marks of 10 centimeter each, or 6 sections of the 10 centimeter each. It will be like this only. Now, how many squares we can get here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We can get only 15, right? This is correct answer. Now, why we are getting only the 15? Why the difference is like this? Because we are getting 6 triangles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. And those 6 triangles can be converted into 3 square. But they are found in the triangular form, not in the square form. So those will not be counted, right? So this is the best way to answer a question like this. Now the next one. When a sum of money was equally distributed among 56 children, each child receives rupees 20. If the same amount is distributed, same amount is equally distributed among children such that each child gets rupees 35, find the number of children. Now we have some of money which was equally distributed among 50 children. Each child receives 20 rupees. So in that case, the total money we have is number of children into the rupees, that is equal to 1120, right? Now, this money to, and the next part, you have to find out the number of children. Total money divided by money given to one child. So, and that will be equal to 320. So the shortcut for this one is a very simple one, and that is like you can also use a shortcut for this, and that is 56 into 20 by 3.5. That will again give you the same answer. Next one. In what ratio must two kinds of sugar at rupees 11.5 and 12.4 kilogram be mixed so that by selling it at a rupees 15 rupees per kilogram, 25% may be gained? Now, here the profit is 25%, right? So you have to first find out the cost price. Let KP is X. Then X will be equal to, we know that we can calculate the CP when the SP is given by using the formula. CP equals to 100 by 100 plus the profit percent into SP. Here, the answer is rupees 12. Now the rupees 12 is the CP, cost price. It means it is the price when the two different qualities of sugar are mixed together. So by using the method of allegation, we can use it 7.5, 12.4, 12, so it is 0.4 and it is 0.5. So the two types of the sugars are mixed in the ratio of 0.4 is to 0.5, that is 4:5. Answer is A, 4:5. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear? If you use the method of allegation, A can do a piece of work in 10 days, B can do the same work in 20 days. With the help of C, they finish the work in 4 days. And C can do the work in how many days? Now, let the C can do the work in C or X number of days. So it means your 1 day work will be like this. Right? the x will be so it will be like this. So the C alone can complete the work in 10 days. C alone can complete the work in how many days? 10 days. Right, guys? Now the next question. How many triangles can be made out from 15 points, out of which 10 are collinear? Now, this type of question can be simply answered by using the method of combination. So, the best way to answer this type of questions is, so total how many circles can be made from the 15 points? So 15 C3. And how many can be made from the 10 points? So 10 C3. Now, why we are subtracting these two values? Because the number of triangles which can be made from the 10 collinear points will be subtracted from the total number of triangles which can be made from the total 15 points. So it will be like this. It will be like this. So it will be like now, why we have used this method? Because a triangle has 3 points. A triangle can be made from the 3 non-collinear points, right? So if we have 15 points and we need 3 points to make a triangle, we can select those 3 points in 15 C3 ways. As we know that if we want to select x objects out of n objects, then we can do it in NCX ways, right? Now, the next thing, we cannot make triangles by using all the given points, since 10 points are collinear. So there will be no triangle from those 10 points. So we have to subtract the number of triangles which can be made from those 10 points from the total number of triangles to find out how many triangles can be made from the given number of points. So from those 10 points, 10 C3 number of triangles can be made, right? And since those 10 points are collinear, so those triangles cannot be formed. So the number of those triangles will be subtracted from the total number of triangles. That's why we have done it. Right, guys? And I know that we are aware about the formula for the combination, and that is NCR is n factorial divided by r factorial into n minus r factorial, right? And one more thing, I have used a shortcut here, like, just take a look. If NC3 will be equal to n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 divided by 3 into 2. Similarly, the another shortcut is NC4 will be n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3. If required, you can use it. Then 4 into 3 into 2, and so on. So I have used a shortcut for NC3, and that is n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 divided by 3 into 2. So these are the questions today we have discussed for your CLAT examination. Just go through these questions, and all the very best for your preparation.